yo, it's gonna be okay. Like, keep it going. Like, you know, like, stick with it. But just crazy. It's just mind blowing to know that you have access to that kind of stuff if you work at it.
Absolutely. It's a practice, and it's whatever works for you. There's no right way to do it. There's no right. There's a million ways to do it. It doesn't matter. And actually, it's it's just whatever works for you. Every single person needs to figure out for themselves what it is that brings them closer to God. And there is no right or wrong way. It's up to you. You're completely free. We're all free to decide what we believe. And what I believe, how I can conceive of God, it might be completely different than what someone else does, but it doesn't matter. If something is true to me, then you cannot take it away from me. What's true to you, I can't take away from you. Whatever you decide, this is how my out-of-body experience was precipitated from this, right? A few years after that experience in the desert, when I was in college, I was entering a new phase of my life, my development, where I was doing a lot of really deep contemplation and I was in an extremely positive and spiritual place where I was really doing a lot of deep contemplation on what is it I believe, right? What is it I believe? Okay, you know, like those big questions of like the mysteries of the universe. What is God? What happens when we die? What is the meaning of life?
What is my purpose?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
What happens when we die? Okay, all these questions that are these deep questions that are the mysteries of the universe, right? Most people say, oh, I guess we'll never know. You know, I guess it's not meant for us to know. Maybe we'll know when we die. But yeah, we can't even, the human brain is too limited to even conceive of that. And they just write it off and like, oh, I guess we'll never know. Okay, that's not good enough for me. I don't believe that. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into, I guess when I buy into, well, whatever makes sense to you in your mind, then that's what the truth is.
What about if those beliefs become dangerous, or because we talked about this at the beginning of the show? Like, what about when those beliefs become dangerous, counterproductive to that pursuit of truth, and are fueled by rumors that have been discredited, but are still what these people believe? Do you know what I'm saying?
It all just depends on whether it's helpful or hurtful.
Amazing answer.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Because, like, check this out. Like, let's take a question. Like, what happens when we die? Okay. Well, think about what I can ask you that, right? And I say, okay, well, even if you think that we'll never know, if you had to come up with your own, explanation, what would make sense to you in your rationale, in your logic, right? Well, think about it. I was just thinking, okay, well, what do I actually think? What do I think? Like, use your imagination, right? As I started to contemplate what I believe these answers to be, and I started realizing, that is what I believe. I believe this. That's what I believe. It rings true to me. It rings true to me. So no one can take it away from me. The truth, your truth, no one can take away, even though someone else says, no, that's not the truth, because they have a different one. Doesn't matter. That's yours, and this is an infinite universe we live in, and each human being is an infinite universe unto themselves, right?
Absolutely.
So your infinite truth, even if it's conflicting with someone else's infinite truth, doesn't matter. Doesn't make yours any less true. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So
you're like a multi-universe afterlife.
I don't know if I believe that all is one.
So all roads come to the same ending?
I believe that there's one source of all life, of all energy, of all light, of all love. There's one source, and that source is God. And there is no separation between us and that source.
Amazing.
I mean, I agree.
We are, so I'm looking out for the crew. Chet Hanks,
Thank
ladies
you,
and
guys.
gentlemen, absolutely fucking incredible episode. I think you need to either come back on this show or some other entity that exists within this
Anytime.
realm to continue this conversation.
It was a pleasure. Anytime.
One more time on the socials, website. Just hit it one more time for these guys at the end.
Oh yeah, Chet Hanks, ChetHanx on Instagram, theactorsadvantage.com. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Impulsive.